Well, what's up, everybody? How we doing?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. How you doing?
Doing all right.
Awesome. You want to introduce yourself?
They call me Dr. Billy.
Dr. Billy, what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah, what do you do? Tell
Tell the listeners.
the listeners.
I don't know if I can legally tell you what I do.
Oh, we have a disclaimer, so
Yeah, we're explicit.
we are very explicit on this show.
Yes.
I give body parts to people that need them, but the people I take them from don't really want me to take them.
So you do it illegally, basically.
I never said illegally. It's not illegal if you don't get caught.
Yep. Well, you're getting caught now. Welcome to the show. We got...
Well, little did you know, this was actually an intervention. You're going to jail now.
That would be a sting operation.
Yep. That you're in the stinger.
Well, the intervention is to get you to admit to everything.
And you just did. You done fucked yourself up, Aaron. So it's good.
done messed up, Aaron!
Yup. It's good to have you on the show. So we actually brought you on here for this episode because we're going to be talking about different cults from all over the U.S., except we only have a couple.
We only have two.
Yeah, because I guess that was kind of a weird way to put it, but...
I have one and he has one, and
Yay,
you're going to see which one's more culty.
So we're not
Yeah.
going to talk about the two cults you guys are in.
Shh.
That number's not accurate.
That's for me, my Kool-Aid, and my followers, okay? That's for their ears only. Oh, yeah.
What if I want to drink the Kool-Aid?
I'm sorry. We're at full capacity right now. And,
What the fuck is this?
yep. So basically, yeah, you're just going to be judging whose is better, whose cult is more just fucked up.
Whose cult is more culty?
Culty. I like that.
I don't think that's a real word.
I
but
just
we'll go
coined
with
it, okay?
We'll go with
It's,
it.
So-
it's mine now.
So if you haven't noticed already, and especially if you're not watching on YouTube, you probably should, because now we are on camera.
Now you can see all the antics.
You know, you can see all of us doing our weird shit on off camera, and yeah, just making it a little bit interesting.
weirder.
A little bit weird in public.
Fuck yeah.
No
that's what we do.
masturbating under the table.
God damn it. Now you can see me on the camera doing it.
They
Yeah,
can't see
that'd
me.
be considered porn, and you can't do that.
It's only considered porn if they see it.
Okay, I'll edit that out. Apparently, I have to. So, yeah, if you guys haven't already, I want you guys to go down to the Anchor app and voice message us on Anchor if you want to have your idea featured on the next episode, or if you just want to stop in and say hi or what's up, and yeah, we'll play it on the episode.
Have we gotten any messages yet?
No, we have not.
No messages
No-
whatsoever.
no
Not
messages.
on Facebook, nothing.
Nope, 17 episodes and not a fucking one. It's okay though. It's
I thought
okay.
you said we had some comments.
Oh yeah, we had some lovely comments,
Yeah,
especially.
I thought that one that you showed me was really nice.
Oh yeah, that one was lovely.
I wasn't talking about the asshat ones.
The asshat one.
Fuck you.
Fuck
Some
you.
people have to eat.
Yep. Really nice guy that left a comment. It was really really thought out, and he said we deserve more subscribers, and thank you.
Thank
I
you.
just want to
Thank you,
say
buddy.
thank you so much.
Wish I had his name so we could say thanks to his to.
Well, do you have his name?
No, I said I wish I did.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know what? You get me his name so I don't accidentally take a couple fingers from him.
Well,
Pretty sure he
I'll-
wants all 10 of them.
I'll see what we can do about that. We make no guarantees.
well, no guarantees.
I'll send him some paperwork in the mail.
Nice, nice.
So we're gonna be talking about all the cult stuff just here in a little bit. But what do you got for me this week, or us?
Well, first off, we did our little taste test of our mythical meats.
yeah, fuck you, asshat, on the
before we
comment.
started, so that way we weren't chewing on. We tried Griffin.
Oh yeah, it was really tasty.
So, what's your thoughts on?
Definitely, it had some really good spice notes to it. I enjoyed it. It's not your typical jerky. It's really good.
That wasn't jerky.
Well,
That's
not
a pepperoni
jerky,
stick.
whatever you want.
Meat stick.
You
You
put
had
the
my
meat in your
stick
mouth, and that's all that matters.
You had my meat in your mouth.
You know what? I gotta say, that's the best damn meat stick I've had in my mouth, and I'm straighter than an arrow.
That you know of. Arrows can bend very easily.
With enough pressure behind them, yes.
Yeah, I agree. It had some really good flavor to it, and it had ostrich in it.
Ostrich.
Yeah.
Big Bird.
I don't think Big Bird was an ostrich,
I'm
but
pretty,
all right.
I'm pretty sure ostrich would be Big Bird mixed with Barney.
A little bit. Dinosaur. They got them
Yeah.
big dinosaur eggs.
So it was
Yummy.
really good.
Yeah, where do you get those at?
MythicalMeats.com.
Mythicalmeats.com.
Yeah. Check them out.
Yeah,
They're
go check-
delicious.
We had the link on the Facebook
Yep,
page. I saw that
I've
you posted that.
it.
Yep.
Yeah. For all you meat lovers.
You want some meat in your mouth? Go get a
Oh.
mythical one.
That's
Yeah,
right.
get
That's
smoothie
better
with
than a
it.
mythical meat in
Getting
your mouth.
smoothie with it.
That's right.
Stupidest fucking movie I've ever watched in my life.
But you keep quoting it.
I keep quoting it, but
So it wasn't that bad.
you'll never get that hour and 45 minutes back.
Oh,
I
yes,
think he
you
keeps
will.
quoting it because he wants to be the greasy strangler.
I think he is secretly the greasy strangler.
Why am I sitting closer to him than you then?
Bullshit artist.
You're a bullshit artist.
No, you're a bullshit artist.
Horseshit.
Horseshit.
You're a horseshit artist.
So, what's our random horror fact of the week?
All right, so our random horror fact of the week is let the right one in. For its own artistic reasons and because professional child actors are not a concept in Sweden the way they are in America, Alfredson settled on a method of working with his two young stars that might seem unusual given how accustomed many moviegoers are to seeing children working in Hollywood. In the audition process and even during principal photography, Hedderbrandt and Lenderson were not allowed to read the script. Their parents read it and approved all of the content, but the two actors were fed all of their lines and scenarios by Alfredson himself as a means of focusing on creativity, creating very specific moments.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Interesting.
that is really interesting. You always got the fun facts.
Yeah, you know, a couple little. Now we can actually see
Oh
the
wow.
facts up there. The pictures as they're scrolling through. These are a couple pictures from the movie.
When was that movie released?
I would say about 2010.
Okay. Well, so it's been out a while, and I still haven't seen it.
It's been out a while. It's actually a remake. There's two of them. An
Yeah.
American version and a
Swedish.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I like
Yeah.
that. Okay, so I got something fun for you both today.
Oh fuck! no, you can't strip.
Yes,
Okay.
I can, and I will. Damn it.
You are on camera.
That's okay. So we're playing Two Truths and a Lie. That's right.
You guys are in for a treat.
Yeah, try to find out the lie. So both of you, I'm gonna tell both of you what each one is. There's 3 of them, okay? And then you're gonna take your final guess, and then after that, I'm gonna tell you if you're right or wrong. So you're gonna take a guess, then he's gonna take a guess, and then whoever loses is a loser, and whoever wins is a winner. Because you don't get participation trophies.
Yeah.
Not on this podcast.
I don't get any participation trophies.
Nope.
I've been trying for one.
Yeah.
The winner can get smoothie with someone.
Oh God.
Oh, all right. Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. Okay.
Let the game begin.
So, after a stroke or some sort of brain trauma, some people can develop prosopagnosia, also known as facial agnosia. This is when someone loses the ability to recognize faces. Okay. We have number 2. In a recent analysis of saliva from Labrador retrievers and beagles, researchers found that canine saliva contains an assortment of antimicrobial enzymes. But there are people who are extremely negatively affected to these enzymes, and when in contact with the wound, after a while it starts to burn and blister. And then after that, swelling and high fever, also known as dog lick fever. And number 3, The Japanese hornet is one of the largest and most venomous hornets in the world. A sting from this bug can result in kidney failure. So, have fun, gentlemen. I picked some good ones this week.
Yeah, you did. Holy shit.
I don't think a hornet would do that.
All right.
Did you,
Did you give it some thought?
I gave it as much thought as you gave me time to think about
I,
it.
you know, I can give you more time.
Oh, I don't need more time.
All right.
You don't need
one's
more
the
time?
lie?
I don't think so.
Which one's the lie?
I'm gonna go with that dog lick fever.
dog lick fever? What do you got, Tristan?
And why the dog lick fever?
Yeah, why?
It just seems really stupid.
Have you ever heard of cat scratch fever?
That's a really good,
That's a great song.
yeah, really good song.
And it's also a real disease.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
know.
you can get that too. Alright, so, just saying.
Saying it's possible, huh? All right.
Having some issues over there?
Yeah. I want to say A.
Eh? The facial agnosia?
Yeah, just because I don't think the word's right.
Okay, final answers. You could change right now if you want to.
I'm sticking with my answer.
Sticking with your answer? Alright, so,
Yeah, A. I'm sticking with it.
the correct answer for the lie is B. Yeah, the dog lick fever. So, yeah. No, facial nausea is actually a really creepy thing that actually happens with our brains. So, not only can it, you don't recognize people necessarily.
Right.
You can also, it makes it to where, when I was reading it, it said that you don't actually see faces. Like, you
Interesting.
don't see, like, some people say that they don't see facial, like, at all. Like, no mouth, no eyes. So, basically, Slender Man. And it's
Oh,
really
shit.
fucking creepy how they were explaining it. And they said they woke up one morning and fucking turned over to their husband or wife. And next thing you know, it's a blank face.
Damn.
So, it's really creepy. But, yeah, the Japanese hornet can, if the one sting could actually cause kidney failure.
That one I knew was a truth.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't go for A because I actually had a family member that had that.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I
Oh, wow.
agree that it's a thing, and I
So-
knew it was a thing. I questioned
The spelling.
the word.
Hey, well,
The
if
name
Google's
of
wrong,
it.
that's on
The-
Google.
I questioned the name of it because he's done that one to me before, where the rest of the fact is true, but he changed one word,
Yeah, and I
and
mispronounced.
and I lost out
Yeah.
because so
Yeah, I mispronounced it. It was prosopagnosia. Prosopagnosia. Yeah.
so
So,
yeah.
Sorry for the shitty, whatever it's called.
All the medical professionals out there are making fun of you right now.
Oh, definitely.
Well,
I
that's
never
the
doubt
best
that.
thing is that we make fun of each other, and everybody can laugh at us as well.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I didn't even.
No.
Yeah, you can't tell me what to do, damn it! As I'm looking in the camera. I'm gonna reach in there, motherfuckers.
Hey,
Hey.
baby.
Pretty much.
Quit acting like the greasy strangler over there.
He
I'm
really
not.
is.
I'm not.
You know?
So, you guys, you ready to judge?
Am I ready to judge?
threatening me?
Yeah.
I've been judging you two this entire time.
Well, motherfucker. Anyway, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So we got a really fucked up case here.
Okay.
Has anybody ever heard of the Emmanuel David cult?
I'm gonna say no.
I've heard the name. I haven't looked a whole lot into it.
Okay. Rachel David looked down to the street below as she sat upon the railing of her 11th story suite. Angry onlookers were looking up at her and chanting the words, "Jump, bitch, jump." Charles Bruce Longo was born in Yonkers, New York on November 9th, 1938, to a wealthy, prominent area doctor. His mother was Episcopalian and his father was Catholic. He also had a younger brother named Dean who went on to become a police chief in Florida. Bruce was described as striking and handsome as a young man, not very athletic, but fun-loving and active. This description came from a neighbor His mother, however, described him as self-centered, and he thought he was better than others because his dad was a wealthy doctor. Bruce went to Gorton High School, and upon graduating in 1955, he enlisted in the Marine Corps. While in the service, he became friends with the members of the LDS Church and began attending services with them. In 1958, he returned to Yonkers, where he was baptized as a member of the church. He served in the LDS Church-run version of the Boy Scouts, and it is said that he was a strong influence on the young people. In 1960, Bruce was called to serve a 2-year mission in Uruguay. I'm probably saying that wrong. Bruce funded this mission himself. It was while on his mission that his first inklings of mental instability began to surface. It is not uncommon for symptoms to show in someone that already has I can't fucking say it, for mental illness while they are serving a mission. He was hearing voices and told church officials that he planned on becoming an apostle. Despite this onset of mental illness, he memorized the Book of Mormon, the LDS Church companion scriptures to the Bible, and he was described as a zealot that never slept. After serving 11 months of his 2-year mission, he was sent home. He had contracted hepatitis and continued to hear voices. Sending missionaries home early is typically not done unless it is deemed absolutely critical for the health of the missionary. Bruce was briefly hospitalized for psychiatric evaluation and treatment for his hepatitis, but continued to have visions. An example of what a zealot Bruce truly was, it has been said that he was responsible for baptizing his doctor and a nurse that cared for him in the hospital. Shortly after he was released, he headed to Brigham Young University, a reputable school owned by the LDS Church. Young LDS students go there with the hope of finding this eternal companion. That's an LDS term for husband or wife. Bruce majored in Spanish and minored in political science. He met Margaret Brigida Eriksson, a fellow student at BYU from Sweden. Margit was born on November 4th, 1939, in Sweden, and was converted to the church at the age of 18 before attending BYU. She was described as soft-spoken and easily influenced. Bruce proclaimed that to Margit's roommate that he had a revelation that he and Margaret were supposed to get married. Margaret is said to have been flattered by Bruce's proposal. He was a good-looking and charming man. She dropped out of school, and the two were married in December of 1969. By that time, Bruce graduated in 1965. The couple had 2 children, and the family moved to Salt Lake City. Around 1969, Bruce claimed to have a revelation saying that he was going to be the next prophet of the church. In 1970, the standing prophet of the LDS Church, David O. McKay, passed away. Bruce was sure he was going to be named as his replacement and was severely depressed when that role was handed to Joseph Fielding Smith. Bruce had been in contact with the church officials during this time, professing to be God, the Holy Ghost, or the Messiah, and demanding all teiths from members to be paid to him. Bruce was excommunicated from the church for apostasy, and as was Margit. Shortly after this, he grew out of his hair and let his beard get long, and legally changed his name to Emmanuel David, and Margit's name to Rachel. Emmanuel was the clear patriarch for the family, and Rachel dutifully took on her role as the subservient wife. Emmanuel David formed a cult of about 13 followers, many of whom were family members, with some being friends. Almost all had been excommunicated from the church and took on the surname of David. Emmanuel continued to claim that he was the Messiah and taught his followers to refer to him as such. At various times, he referred to himself as the Holy Ghost, God and Jesus all wrapped up into one. He seemed to truly believe this about himself, and so did his family and followers. Emmanuel acquired a heavy, finely crafted longsword that he carried with him at all times, claiming it was his holy weapon. It was inscribed on the words, "Holiness to the Lord" on one side and "David" on the other. Next to the Star of David, Emmanuel moved his cult along with his family to a small town called Manti, named after a city in the Book of Mormon. Like most false prophets, Emmanuel was charismatic and was able to convince some prominent people in Manti to donate to his cult. Sorry. During their stay in Manti, the Davids opened a knife crafting business that was run by the cult members, which is one way they supported themselves. The members also became adept at scamming people into donating money for supposed family emergencies. These scams caught the attention of the FBI, and David and his followers were under investigation for wire fraud. In 1971, the David family and his devout group of followers moved out of Manti and took residence in hotels across different states, mostly in the West, leaving unpaid bills in their wake. They made their way back to Salt Lake City in 1977 and moved to the International Dunes Hotel in downtown Salt Lake City. By this time, the Davids had 7 children who had all been given biblical names: Rachel, born in 1962, Elizabeth, 1963, Joshua, 1968, Deborah, 1969, Joseph, 1970, David, 1971, Rebecca, 1972. Their given names were Marcy, Eva, Frank, Anthony, Deborah, Rebecca, Charles, and Bruce. They too all carried the surname of David. The David children were homeschooled by Rachel, the mother, and had never been to she'd never been to a public school. Lessons taught were reading, art, math, and Bible study. They were described by those who were able to see them as clean, neat, liberate, and well-behaved. Their skin was milk white, no doubt from being kept in the suite most of the time. The boys wore their hair in braids like their father. The girls' hair was long and parted in the middle, pulled away from their face by barrettes. They were never permitted to use the hotel swimming pool. Water is considered a place where the devil has a strong influence. There is a speculation that this may be why. The Davids kept the children sheltered from the outside world and would never allow them to speak to others with Emmanuel's permission. Whenever the maids came in to clean their suite, the children were ushered into another room until the cleaning was complete. The hotel suite they lived in cost $90 a day, and it was paid daily with cash by Emmanuel with a crisp $100 bill. The hotel manager, Jim Bradley, recalled they would order food from expensive restaurants in the area, as Emmanuel had a big appetite and was a large man weighing around 300 pounds and standing at 6'4". It was figured that the Daniels needed about $300 a day to maintain their lifestyle. That's equivalent to about $1,200 in today's money. Emmanuel did not work and hadn't since 1965, except for an odd job here and there. The family's living expenses were being funded by its members, some selling their homes and belongings and handling the proceeds over to David's. Even prospective members would pay for the privilege of belonging in this cult, with one such woman donating $25,000 to the Davids. Another devoted follower, who had been a member of the famed Tabernacle Choir at the time, conned some of those members and friends out of money to hand over to the David family. This cult member was convicted of wire fraud and spent 5 years in prison. He used the story of a paralyzed 9-year-old girl in need of money for medical expenses as his con. He pleaded guilty to the charges, but in later years he denied being involved in any illegal activities. Needless to say, there were all manner of fraud and scams going on in those years that never fully came to light. This all speaks to the effectiveness of Emmanuel's charm. This was especially evident in the influence and hold he had on his wife, Rachel. She was described as unusually subservient to Emmanuel, probably due to the fact that she actually believed he was a god, or at least at the very least a prophet. Emmanuel's sister-in-law stated that Rachel followed her husband around like a puppy dog. Emmanuel David had friends outside of the cult that helped him as well by loaning him money and use their vehicles. One such friend was a man of means who was a missionary companion of Emmanuel while in Uruguay. I don't know. This man is still living, so I won't use his name as he has struggled throughout the years forgiving Emmanuel cash and loans and just generally buying into Emmanuel's stories. This friend was under the impression that Emmanuel had access to money due to his extravagant lifestyle. Emmanuel really pulled one over to his friend and took advantage of his kindness. On July 31st, 1978, Emmanuel entered his friend's place of employment, panicked and out of breath, stating that he needed to borrow his truck. The friend handed the keys to Emmanuel, and off he drove. Destination unknown to anyone but himself. Pinecrest Canyon is located just east of Salt Lake City. It's filled with houses now, but in the 70s, it was used for outdoor recreation. On August 1st, a hiker discovered the body of Emmanuel David in the passenger seat of the truck. He had rigged a new garden hose from the exhaust pipe to the inside of the truck. He had borrowed and used cloth to seal off any potential leaks. He had committed suicide. Officers arrived at the International Dunes Hotel the next day to inform Rachel of her husband's death. The officers stated that she didn't seem shocked, just agitated and worried. She told the officers that her husband has been depressed and had a better place to go. She also added that she had no way of paying for his funeral. Rachel, who was wholly dependent financially on her husband Emmanuel, must have felt desperate and at a loss as to what to do next. It is said that she made a call to her family who lived in Denmark at that time. She spoke to the hotel manager that night and asked if he would work with her until she got her finances worked out. She even spoke to a delicatessen manager about the idea of enrolling her kids in school. Although we will never know what transpired between that time, the family arrived back to their suite at 11 p.m. on that night. We do know what happened back at their suite at 11, or what happened approximately 7:15 on August 2nd, 1978. Jim Bradley, the hotel manager who had just spoken with the new widow the previous evening, was standing at the front desk when his wife, who also helped manage the hotel, approached him and said, "Jim, they're jumping from the balcony." Jim exited the hotel and went to the east side of the building where a crowd of onlookers was gathering. Witnesses that saw the whole event state that who we now know as Rachel David walked her kids to the railing of room 1105. There she pushed Joseph 8, David 7, and Rebecca 6 up and over the railing. At least two of these younger children clung to Rachel before going over. After that, the older children, Rachel 15, Elizabeth 14, Joshua 13, and Deborah 9, stood on folding chairs that were stacked next to the railing and jumped without provocation from their mother. All the while this was happening, the crowd was yelling at Rachel to stop, but it was no avail. After the children had gone over, Rachel stepped up and sat on the railing for around 30 seconds. The crowd was angry at what they had just witnessed and began chanting, "Jump, bitch, jump!" And this is exactly what she did. 6 of the David family members landed on the canopy roof of the hotel coffee shop, 9 stories below, and then onto the sidewalk. 3 fell. The entire 11 stories onto the sidewalk. One of the boys ended up in the gutter. Witnesses say that the youngest daughter, Rebecca, desperately grabbed onto the railing, and Rachel pried her fingers loose. This was confirmed when the autopsy was performed on her by the bruising on the tips of her fingers and broken fingernails. They were all taken to the area hospitals, where they were all pronounced dead upon arrival or shortly thereafter, except one. Rachel, the oldest child of Rachel and Emmanuel David. At first, it was thought that it was Elizabeth that was still alive. It was later confirmed that it was Rachel. Rachel was admitted to the shock and trauma unit of the LDS hospital. She was in a coma, and doctors weren't sure if she was going to survive. She immediately went into surgery, where she was administered 21 units of blood about a week into her hospital stay. She was listed in stable condition, although she was still unconscious. After 2 weeks, her condition went from critical to serious. She was still in a coma. However, the doctors felt that she was gaining consciousness. After multiple surgeries to repair her damage from the fall to her broken body, she regained consciousness. Rachel was kept protected from the public, so little is known about what happened to her after being released from the hospital. What is known that she lived in a foster home for a time and has been in different care facilities in the Salt Lake Valley throughout the years. She lived with her uncle, Jacob David, who became her legal guardian, and other cult members in Colorado until recently. While staying with him, she was not able to remember what happened that day. At one point, she stated to her uncle, "I want to shove it all out. I want my family back." She would pass the time by doing paint by number art. She loved coffee and listening to Neil Diamond. She believes her father will return someday as God because he never lied to me. According to Inside Edition, whom did an interview with her in 1993, she has continued to try to follow the suicide order and has attempted to kill herself several times. She is now in long-term care in a long-term care term facility in Idaho. She suffers with brain damage and is still in a wheelchair. Rachel is 56 years old, and the autopsies on the victims revealed that they all sustained fractures of the legs, ankles, or pelvis, indicating that they went down feet first. Spectators claimed that none of the victims made a sound as they were falling. The medical examiner stated that it was common for people who jump willingly from heights to make no sound at all. The police found a $5 bill in Emmanuel's wallet and $65 cash on Rachel's purse. There were no suicide notes. None of the children were wearing shoes, and they were found neatly placed in plastic bags in a closet in the suite. After the deaths, Emmanuel's mother, Luzanne, and brother Dean arrived in Utah and informed the authorities they weren't interested in taking any of the belongings. I'm having tongue-tied. Of the David family, and that they didn't have any money to provide funeral services. When officials went through the hotel to gather the family's belongings, there were several drawings the kids had done in honor of their father. One note that was written by two of the children read, "Dear Daddy and Mama, we hope the temple goes. We hope we can get the watches soon. We hope we go to the hotel Utah sooner than soonest. We hope California is destroyed. Love, Joseph and David." It was clear that they revered their mother and father and took their teachings to heart. The maids from the hotel the David stayed in struggled with regrets for not reporting the parents to social services. It is speculated that the reason Emmanuel committed suicide was loss of disciples, which resulted in less cash. The pending investigations and unfulfilled prophecies. One failed prophecy was that California would fall into the ocean and Salt Lake City would be consumed by fire. The state paid for the burial of the 8 family members at the cost of $3,472. Their caskets were gray, and there was a spray of flowers placed on each one, pink for the girls and yellow for the boys. The parents' caskets were bare. Emmanuel's mother, Luzanne Longo, and his brother, Dean Longo. Rachel's brother, Leonard Erickson, 18 members of the press, and about 100 onlookers attended the small graveside service that was held. The Lord's Prayer was recited, and Jim Larkin of Larkin Funeral Home gave the eulogy. He asked for a moment of silence from the crowd since he wasn't sure of what the Davids' beliefs were. He said, "The way they lived was no more than a mystery than the way they died. They were all buried in one unmarked grave until just recently, when a headstone was purchased for the family as recently as 10 years ago. Members of this cult still remain and believe that Emmanuel would return to Earth as God." That was a mouthful. But, yeah.
Wow. That's fucked up. Throwing your own kids over the railing.
Literally took her fingers and just fucking pried them off the railing.
No, you're not staying. You must go.
No. Just fucking, you go, I stay.
No.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah, how fucked is that, dude?
That's fucked up.
You know, if I was one of the, like, the maids or, like, the service people working in the hotel, you would think that somebody would actually go in there and maybe, like, see what was going on and be like,
right?
Okay, maybe I should call social services. This is kind of fucked up.
Something, yeah.
Well, see, you got to remember they hid the kids in a different room whenever they came in to clean.
No, they didn't hide them. They just went into a different room while they cleaned. They didn't hide them necessarily. Like,
They were
they
just
knew that they
keeping
were
them
still
away.
there.
Well, yeah, I know that, but
Keeping
how
them away
would
from
any of
contact.
the maids know what's going on if they can't see the children?
Because they were suspicious about it from the get-go.
So they should have done something.
They should have done something, at least a wellness check. Think about it like that.
But-
like,
When did that happen exactly?
this was in the
70s?
Yeah,
so
late
things
70s.
things weren't necessarily how they are now.
Yeah.
So
Well, no, I
like now we think of it and we're like, yeah, you should have done a wellness check. But back then, they're like, you handle your family business and I'll handle mine.
Yeah.
And
Well, on behalf of that, I got one thing
So.
to say. Rachel, pretty sus.
super.
Rachel's pretty sus.
Yes, she is.
Which one? Because there were like fucking. There was a couple.
mother.
It's
The mother.
it's the name. Just any of them with the name Rachel.
Voting
yeah.
out her own kids.
Voting out her own kids.
Right? She's like, you're it. Nope.
God
All right,
damn.
my turn.
None of the kids got med-bay scan. They can't prove their innocence.
Oh
Yeah.
God. That's fucked
Oh
up.
man.
Welcome to 2021, where the humor is dark and we're great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that was pretty good. I think it's time that we go to a little bit of a.
There will be blood.
I was gonna say sponsor break.
Oh, shit. I
But,
thought we were
uh,
gonna duel to the death.
No, not yet.
Damn it,
I left the glow-in-the-dark condoms in my car.
bastard! You were supposed to bring those in.
We need more light, damn it.
I got a couple black lights at home.
So, you want to go to a little sponsor break, huh?
Yeah.
From who's our sponsor this week?
Take it away, Anchor.
They're here.
Well, hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back
Welcome back to the after party of the after party.
of the after party.
Did you bring the drinks?
Where's the snacks?
I brought the smoothies.
You bought the
Oh,
smoothies.
you smoothie, you.
Oh, you smoothie. Oh man.
So, what do you have to say about his story?
Yeah.
I believe we
Like
talked
Colty wise.
Colty?
Yeah.
Colty wise.
Is it on a scale of 1 to Colty? How?
about 1 to Colty. Is there a 2-point Colty?
There could be. There very well could be.
We're making this shit up on the fly, so.
I mean,
1 to 10. How about that? Will that make it easier?
the way I see it, this guy just out of the blue gets kicked out of the church because he's thinking his own special thing, and then he cons a bunch of people into giving him money, and in the end, his wife commits suicide, and then, well, after killing all of their children besides one.
Yep.
It's interesting.
But all the followers and everything like that, and the one daughter still, she was so fucked up in the head afterwards. She still believes in her father's antics. Like, it's super fucked up, and people still believe in that whole thing.
But what was the belief system of the cult? I didn't catch that.
At the very end, I said it. You didn't catch that?
What the cult believed
I
in?
was still really stuck up on the whole fact of, like, me being a parent. Like, I would never throw my kid off of a balcony.
Oh, just wait. Wait till she gets older, teenage years, and you're gonna be like, I should have thrown you off a balcony.
I had that
I
idea
don't
given
have a
to me.
balcony. That's the problem.
Because I've been there quite a few times.
Yeah, man, no. Basically, they were. It was like the second coming of what was going on. Like he was gonna take all these people and basically go to heaven. But I'm trying to find it. Fucking.
Like their actual belief system.
That's what
Was it
I
mostly-
went over that. I just gotta find it.
I don't
again.
recall.
It touched it very briefly. I
Okay,
believe.
did it so briefly that I
Very,
just
very briefly.
totally forgot it. Okay.
Okay, well. Yeah,
All right.
no, I just.
Well,
Damn it. Okay, whatever. You
Well-
have a story to go through.
so
Well-
first and foremost, I have an explanation of cults,
Oh.
which should have been at the beginning, but
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
we'll get
Or
to
at
that
least
one.
don't drink their Kool-Aid. Their Kool-Aid seems pretty screwed.
Their Kool-Aid's not as screwed as my Kool-Aid.
Okay then.
Dude, that's like some, like, coconut grape Kool-Aid over there that they got.
I like
like-
coconut, so what the fuck's wrong with that?
Nothing. You
like-
don't put coconut and grape together.
It's like Diet Kool-Aid he's got over there.
Sugar free.
Wee!
Wee.
Maybe that's why we call you the Greasy Strangler. You don't know how to have fun.
I'm not the greasy strangler.
He says that now. But when we were at break, he pulled me aside and he said, I am the
Gonna get
Greasy
smoothie with
Strangler.
it.
No.
And then, of course,
you
he's
told me you were the greasy strangler.
No. And then he was like, Janet, am I doing it right, Janet? Am I doing it right?
All right, motherfuckers. Get on with your cult explanation.
All right.
Please tell us what a cult is actually. Give us a brief explanation.
In modern English, a cult is a social group that is defined by its unusual religious, spiritual, or philosophical beliefs, or by its common interest in a particular personality, object, or goal. The sense of the term is controversial, having divergent definitions both in popular culture and academia, and has also been an ongoing source of contention among scholars across several fields of study. The word cult is usually considered pejorative. I don't know, that's a weird fucking word.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. An older sense of the word cult involves a set of religious devotional practices that are conventional within their culture, are related to a particular figure, and are often associated with a particular place. References to the cult of a particular Catholic saint or the imperial cult of ancient Rome, for example, use this sense of the word. While the literal and original sense of the word remains in use in English language, a derived sense of excessive devotion arose in the 19th century. Beginning in the 1930s, cults became the object of sociological study in the context of the study of religious behavior. Since the 1940s, the Christian counter-cult movement has opposed some sects and new religious movements, labeling them cults because of their unorthodox beliefs. Since the 1970s, the secular anti-cult movement has opposed certain groups, and in the reaction to acts of violence which have been committed by some of their members, it has frequently changed them with practicing mind control. Scholars and the media have disputed some of the claims and actions of anti-cult movements, leading into further public controversy.
Oh, wow. So that's pretty interesting.
It's very interesting because if you really think about it, Christianity was the first religion. You know, Jesus, the Bible, crucified. Or was that Catholic?
No, that was, I think that was Judaism.
Oh, okay. Well, getting back on topic, since we all started out with the one religion, you know, back when Christ was alive, wouldn't that just
Was he really alive?
Wouldn't that just make every religion we have to this day just a cult?
And you can definitely, I don't know.
He literally just read the description. And
I
it was
know.
just
Yeah.
the
It-
religion beliefs and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to offend any of our youth or our listeners, our viewers right now, but
Well, that's
like,
why we typically stray away from religious topics.
We do,
but it
but
is
this
hard
is-
sometimes with
Thi-
some of the topics. Like we did an episode on the witch trials,
No, yeah.
and it was really hard to stay away from religion in that because it was heavily religiously driven.
Yeah. I
The
think
witch trials.
if you want my personal opinion on that, like I would, I'd have to say like you got to think back from the times, and I'm going to touch base on this just a little bit. It's really hard to tell what was the first religion because there were so many different types of cultures, especially back in the day. So many different belief systems and so many different just people out there that like, you know, and it's
Yeah.
it's one of those things that like you're just gonna have a tough time trying to decide what you consider it a cult in that aspect, whether it's just, it just could just be a belief versus acting upon these, really shitty things that you do in your belief.
So the difference between thinking about throwing your kids off of a balcony and actually throwing your kids off of a balcony.
Exactly. Yeah. I'd like to think I'm in between.
In my own opinion, I think they're all cultish.
A little bit.
Because it's our way or the highway. You're one of us kind of mentality.
Oh yeah, dude.
I don't agree with
I
any.
ordered pizza a while ago with some of my friends at a party, and the delivery driver, when we opened up the door for him, we all just started chanting, "One of us, one of us." And lucky for him, he had just clocked off work. We were his last delivery, so he just jumped in on the party and drank the Kool-Aid.
Oh well.
There is evil!
That motherfucker. The one that you just played, that guy's fucked up. No, but
yeah,
he
drank the David's Kool-Aid.
The David's Kool-Aid.
Oh, this Kool-Aid in my story is way strong.
Well,
it's like super Kool-Aid.
Vodka?
It's super Kool-Aid.
It's super Kool-Aid.
All right, fucking get.
Are you ready?
Get into it. Yep. Let's see.
We will be talking about the very infamous Jonestown Massacre. Have you heard of this one?
I have.
I have not. So
Ooh, you're in for a treat, buddy. So we'll get started on this. The Jonestown Massacre occurred on November 18th, 1978, when more than 900 members of an American cult called the People's Temple died in a mass suicide murder under the direction of their leader, Jim Jones. It took place at the so-called Jonestown settlement in the South American nation of Guyana. I might be mispronouncing that, but Jones had founded what became the People's Temple in Indiana in the 1950s, then relocated his congregation to California in the 1960s. In the 1970s, following negative media attention, the powerful, controlling preacher moved with some 1,000 or so of his followers to the Guyanese jungle, where he promised they would establish a utopian community on November 18th, 1978. U.S. Representative Leo Ryan had gone to Jonestown to investigate claims of abuse. Was murdered along with the 4 members of his delegation. That same day, Jones ordered his followers to ingest poison-laced punch, while armed guards stood by. Prior to the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, the tragedy at Jonestown marked the single largest loss of U.S. civilian lives in a non-natural disaster. The megalomaniac man behind the tragedy, Jim Jones, came from humble beginnings. Jones was born on May 31st, 1931, in rural Indiana. In the early 1950s, he began working as a self-ordained Christian minister in small churches around Indianapolis. In order to raise money to start a church of his own, the charismatic Jones tried various ventures, including selling live monkeys door to door. Did you know that more than 400 unclaimed bodies from Jonestown tragedy are buried at the Evergreen Cemetery in Oakland, California, where many of Jim Jones's followers were from? A stone memorial to the Jonestown victims was unveiled at the cemetery in 2008. Jones opened his first People's Temple Church in Indianapolis in the mid-1950s. His congregation was racially integrated, something unusual for the time of a Midwestern church. In the mid-1960s, Jones moved his small congregation to Northern California, settling first in the Redwood Valley in Mendocino County. In the early 1970s, the ambitious preacher relocated his organization's headquarters to San Francisco and also opened up a temple in Los Angeles. In San Francisco, Jones became a powerful figure. He curried favor with public officials and the media, donated money to numerous charitable causes, and delivered votes for various politicians at election time. People's Temple ran social and medical programs for the needy, including a free dining hall, drug rehabilitation, and legal aid services. Jones' message of social equality and racial justice attracted a diverse group of followers, including the idealistic young people who wanted to do something meaningful with their lives. As Jones's congregation grew, estimates of the group size vary. A 1977 expose, New West magazine, put the number of the People's Temple members at roughly about 20,000. Negative reports began to surface about the man referred to as Father by his followers. Former members described being forced to give up their belongings, homes, and even custody of their children. They told of being subjected to beatings and said Jones staged fake cancer healings. Faced with an unflattering media attention and mounting investigations with the increasingly paranoid Jones, who often wore dark sunglasses and traveled with bodyguards, invited his congregation to move with him to Guyana, where he promised them they would build a socialist utopia. In 1974, a small group of Jones's followers went to Guyana to establish an agricultural cooperative on a tract of jungle in the tiny nation. In 1977, Jones and more than 1,000 temple members joined them and moved. However, Jonestown did not turn out to be the paradise of their leader had promised. Temple members worked long days in the fields and were subject to harsh punishments if they questioned Jones's authority. Their passports and medications were confiscated, and they were plagued by mosquitoes and tropical diseases. Armed guards patrolled the jungle compound. Members were encouraged to inform on one another and were forced to attend lengthy late-night meetings. Their letters and phone calls were censored. Jones, who by then was declining in mental health and addicted to drugs, had his own throne in the compound's main pavilion and compared himself to Vladimir Lenin and Jesus Christ. He was convinced that the government, the media, and others were out to destroy him. He also required People's Temple members to participate in mock suicide drills in the middle of the night. Leo Ryan, a U.S. representative from California, heard from some of his constituents that their family members were being held against their will at Jonestown and decided to go there and investigate. Ryan arrived in Guyana on November 1978 with a delegation that included news reporters and photographers along with concerned relatives of some of the People's Temple members. On November 17th, the congressmen and the reporters were welcomed to the Jonestown compound. To their surprise, with a dinner and evening of entertainment, Jones even agreed to meet with the reporters. However, during the visit, some People's Temple members asked Ryan's group to help them get out of Jonestown. On November 18th, Ryan and his group, which also included a small contingent of People's Temple defectors, left Jonestown. While waiting at a nearby jungle airstrip, they were ambushed by gunmen sent by Jones. Ryan was killed along with a reporter and a cameraman from NBC, a photographer from the San Francisco Examiner, and a female People's Temple member who was attempting to leave. The same day as the murders at the airstrip, Jones told his followers that the soldiers would come for them and torture them. He ordered everyone to gather in the main pavilion and commit what he termed a revolutionary act. The youngest members of the People's Temple were the first to die, as parents and nurses used syringes to drop a potent mix of cyanide, sedatives, and powdered fruit juice into the children's throats. Jones had reportedly obtained a jeweler's license at some earlier point in his life, which enabled him to stockpile cyanide. Adults then lined up to drink the poison-laced concoction while armed guards surrounded the pavilion. This horrific event is the source and the phrase, drinking the Kool-Aid. When the Guyanese officials arrived at the Jonestown compound the next day, they found it carpeted with hundreds of bodies. Many people had perished with their arms around each other. Jim Jones, age 47, was found in a chair, dead from a single bullet wound to the head, most likely self-inflicted. The death toll at Jonestown on November 18th, 1978, was 909 people, a third of them children. A few people managed to escape into the jungle that day, while at least several dozen more People Temple members, included several of Jones's sons, were in another part of the country at the time. In total, only 33 survived. A terrifying recording of the event, known as the Death Tape, helped investigators understand what happened that night. Researchers also found over 1,000 recordings of propaganda, conversations, and sermons that painted a gruesome picture of the activities of the People's Temple.
Gee, that's a little excessive.
Did you say 909 people?
Yes,
Dead.
dead
Dead.
from drinking the Kool-Aid.
Except for what, dude? You say 30?
33.
Only
33.
33 survived.
Well,
Jesus
you know
Christ.
what?
Yeah.
You know what? I bet you all those people, and I'm really glad I wasn't alive,
During that time.
probably smelled pretty bad.
Smells like Bigfoot's dick!
They probably did.
A little bit.
So,
Smells like bacon.
yes.
No, but that's fucking crazy though. I knew about like what happened, but I didn't realize the extensiveness to
Yeah.
like the fucking drinking the Kool-Aid portion of it.
Yeah, that's where the term
Like,
came from.
That's
It was
crazy.
never really a term before that.
That is really crazy. Remind me never to come over to your house and drink Kool-Aid.
Oh, I got plenty of Kool-Aid for you, buddy. I'll stir it with my dick.
Oh Jesus! So they sold as like a scam, selling monkeys. What the fuck?
Right,
Live
right.
monkeys at that. Live monkeys.
That's fucking
Door-to-door
awesome.
salesman selling live monkeys.
Did he have the monkeys? Like they were there? I would have bought one.
You know, I should have looked into that part a little bit more, but
as a fucked up and illegal as that is, I would have been like,
well, back then
take
I don't
my
know
money.
that it would have been illegal.
Take my money.
I mean, the laws were different.
The laws
They
were
were.
very different back then.
I mean, maybe it was illegal back then, still, but
I'd still want a monkey though.
I'm just saying, how crazy is that? You're expecting a door-to-door salesman with a vacuum or something, and he's got a fucking monkey.
What can this monkey do? He throws shit. And he's come
like-
get your live monkey over here.
He likes he likes bananas.
He likes bananas. Don't give him the Kool-Aid.
Give him the Kool-Aid.
I named him Cyanide. The dancing monkey. Oh God.
I mean, Jesus
The
Christ.
dancing monkey that can mix Kool-Aid for you. Just don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Exactly.
Was that shit?
Oh God.
That's all over the walls
So-
now because I bought a monkey from him.
So,
Right?
Now I guess. Okay. So the death toll. To be fair, yours is higher. For death. For
Mine's
sure.
bigger, yes.
Yours. Okay. It's intriguing.
His cult leader did it right, though. He took out his followers and then himself.
Yeah, that's
Yours
exactly how he did
kinda
it.
just
He
offed himself and hoped that his following would take place.
No, but get this. Okay, so I shouldn't say my cult leader because that just sounds fucking weird.
right,
But-
right.
knows?
You're subject.
Yeah, my subject for the story is I feel like mine is more. It's. I think it's better, and not in like, I'm not saying it's good to do what they did, but I'm saying it like as a story, it was better to me because if
Oh, man. Yeah.
if you really think about it, like, yeah, your guy, he had to trick people to drink all this fucking Kool-Aid and kill themselves.
They willingly followed him.
Okay, they might have willingly followed them, but
Just like your guy had followers who were willingly.
Most of his followers were family, from what I caught from the story. But he did have a few that weren't.
no, he had more than a
He
few
had,
that
he had
weren't.
quite a few that weren't.
He had people that changed their name to
Yeah.
So
To-
he'd have
to
the
their
same,
names,
Yeah,
yeah.
David's is what
Makes it way easier to remember names.
Yeah.
So when I start a cult, all of you
David-
guys have to change your name to Dingus.
Dang it. Fuck you.
To Dingus.
Dingus.
Nope.
Greasy
Nope.
Strangler.
No.
One of you will be the Greasy Strangler. Everybody else will be Dingus. Yeah, I saw you writing a bunch of shit over there.
I was just telling our viewers on my spectacular whiteboard, but I don't think they could see it that well.
We were telling them to subscribe and letting them know what platforms we were on, like Facebook and Spotify,
Yep.
Apple Music, Google Music.
You are the Greasy Strangler.
I was half
yeah.
tempted to put it up to the camera and go, "Am I doing it right, Janet? Am I doing it right, Janet?" But no. No, I don't know. So I guess Daniel, you got the you got to say who won.
Who's this Daniel person we're talking about?
Dr. Billy.
Dr. Billy. Well,
I
you're
didn't
not
get-
in
I-
costume, so
I'm sorry I'm not in costume. I just, I showed up here. I was summoned. I'm sorry that my 3 days of medical school and my PhD on the back of a Chinese takeout menu means nothing to you. Okay.
Hello, beautiful.
Oh man, I would love to say that it. I'm not going to get a checkup anytime soon. I'll say
Oh,
that.
come
I don't have a
on.
hospital. But you know what? I can tell you where they make some pretty good egg rolls.
How about some Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid. Talk to this guy about Kool-Aid.
Anyway, so Dr. Billy, who do you think wins?
I thought about it while you were reading your story. I thought about it while he was reading his. Ethics, T. Both your cults are really fucked up.
Well,
Right? Well,
Your
that's
cult,
we
your subject cult.
subject.
The mother of these children just threw them out of
right.
a balcony.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. I mean,
It becomes a little bit more personable at that point.
right?
At that point, I question if the Messiah himself knew how to brainwash people, because that's just like, wow.
And they jumped feet first. Like,
Yeah, that's not instantaneous.
no, that's
breaking bones, bleeding internally, and
the accordion effect.
Accordion effect. You ever seen Looney Tunes?
Yes.
but I
Whole
will
lot
admit,
messier.
I will admit,
Yes.
I think my favorite part about your story was the crowd after.
Jump,
watching 'em?
bitch, jump.
Yeah, exactly.
Just watching it and then all of a sudden cheering on. Jump, jump, jump.
I was waiting here to do
Everybody-
a backflip, and then T. I mean, your guy had a following of thousands of people
And monkeys.
and monkeys.
Yeah, don't
that
forget the
sold.
monkeys. The monkeys is a big part of
The
it.
monkey slave trade right there.
Yep.
The
All
monkey
wrapped up
sex
with
trade.
A nice little bow. Killed 909 people with Kool-Aid.
Fuck
Most of
yeah.
them children.
Yeah. Drinking the Kool-Aid, bitches.
Drinking the Kool-Aid. Drinking the motherfucking Kool-Aid.
And he sat back while they all died from drinking the Kool-Aid and then offed himself. So he made sure they
he
all
pretty-
fucking died
He was pretty
first.
much just chilling back in his lazy boy recliner, watching all these people drop dead.
He had a throne. He was sitting in his throne.
Yeah, lazy boy recliner.
He was the
This day and
Messiah.
age.
He was.
Watched all of them drop dead and said, you know what? My life's complete. Just
Yeah.
done.
I would
Yeah.
have just drank in the Kool-Aid, because why not just... But he wanted to be different. He's like,
Okay,
I'm
Well, no,
Messiah.
no.
But-
So he wanted to be the last one. So he wanted to make sure that everybody else went.
If I remember right, cyanide isn't just a poison, but it also like eats away at
Oh
your internal
yeah,
organs.
it's not a quick death. It's a very painful. But that is said in here though that it was a concoction of cyanide and God damn it.
drugs.
Yeah, see
Yeah,
what
some-
happens?
Some
You forget
some other
some things.
yeah. I am forgetting some things.
I-
Some other drugs that kind of like lulled them to sleep. Almost.
Almost lulled them to
So
sleep. They probably
basically
still dropped
roofied
dead.
them.
Cyanide and sedatives
Oh, okay.
is what the children got with a hint of fruit juice.
Hint of fruit juice powder.
God,
A
just
hint of fruit
a
juice
fucking
powder.
dash
Just-
of
yeah,
Kool-Aid
yeah,
powder.
just a dash.
Just a dash. Just
And-
a
and
dash.
Salt
And-
Bae.
To be the parents and the adults feeding this to the kids, because they said that they fed it to the kids through medicine droppers,
Yeah.
Piece
like-
of shit.
and to kill that many kids.
I don't recommend doing that to your children. It's probably against the law nowadays.
Yeah, you know,
I would just give them a little bit of NyQuil.
NyQuil turkeys. They work the best.
NyQuil with a little melatonin. A
oh,
little melatonin NyQuil
falling
concoction there. Out like a light.
asleep. Oh yeah.
See, but the thing is, you give it to them, and then you take it yourself. and the reasoning is because some kids have an adverse effect to NyQuil. So this way, it ensures either way, you're getting a good night's sleep.
Oh God.
That's very true.
Parenting 101.
Parenting
And,
101.
and you use the duct tape to tape them to the chair so they can't get up and get around while you're passed out.
At that point, just buy a treadmill, go get a trike or a bicycle, and you chain that bike up to the tricycle and you handcuff them to the bike so they gotta keep pedaling.
Jesus Christ.
Make them run out that
See, at
energy.
least I was going to have a little sippy cup with one of those long curly cute fucking straws for them to drink and some cartoons on
That's too nice.
while I don't give a fuck. I'm passed out asleep. So
You're like, I'm enjoying my fucking night's rest.
Exactly.
Do what you want. Zoom, zoom, motherfucker.
And it's not going to be the kids' favorite cartoon. It's going to be my favorite cartoon.
So Ren and Stimpy.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna say either one of your subjects of your cults were amazing because that would make me look really bad.
No, they're amazing. They're amazingly fucked up.
Yeah, they are really fucked up.
But I would have to go with T's cult. T's cult subjects.
Death count and monkeys. We got you.
Death
The
count.
monkeys is what did it, right? The monkeys.
Death count. Monkeys. And just the brutality. Parents feeding, cyanide and sedative Kool-Aid to their children.
Yeah, well, at least those kids got sedative. They didn't get fucking. Oh, get out of here, you little bastard. Like,
Push them off the edge. Get out of here. They're
I
both.
mean-
At
They're
least
both.
they gotta
fuck-
go to sleep.
While their guts are being eaten up from the inside out.
Fucking little Rachel over here getting her fingers pried off from the goddamn balcony. No, mommy, no. Get out of here, you little bastard.
Kicking her with her foot.
Let one less mouth to feed. Stomp.
One less mouth to feed.
That's awful. That's awful.
Jump, you bitch. Jump. I will. Just give me a second.
Well, at least they didn't have someone downstairs ready to curb stomp any survivors.
Oh, well, that is true.
They probably should have.
I bet they would have. If that mother would have survived, they would have.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably.
They should have somebody standing by for her, for the mother, not for the kids. I mean, that's fucked up.
We'll
as
catch
shit.
you. No, don't. No, we're gonna catch you. We're gonna beat the fuck out of you.
Right.
Oh man.
Just monkeys.
Yeah, the monkeys is really door-to-door
Fucking
monkey
argument.
salesman. Like,
Just hey, you want to buy a monkey?
well, yes, I've been waiting for somebody to come sell me a monkey.
That's not how I want my Sunday to end, or even begin at that point.
I do. What the fuck? I want a monkey. Someone came knocking on my goddamn door, going, "Sir, would you be interested in this monkey? How much and how many can I have all at once? Have a little monkey fight club.
Oh, fuck.
Give him a little boxing
Monkey
gloves.
fight
Come on, Donkey Kong, beat the shit out of your brother. Let's go.
We're going to be playing live-action King Kong here.
Oh no!
Oh
I
man.
used to have a gorilla suit that I used to wear during Halloween. I could bring that over.
Was
Oh,
it really
Jesus.
Halloween? Or was that one of your little sex games?
Yep.
This was in middle school, so I'm really hoping Halloween.
Sex
Or my
game.
parents had a really bad fetish.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They're like, come knock
I
on
mean,
the door
we
so
saw how
can
you
buy
turned
you.
out, so, I mean, obviously...
Out of everyone
There's
in my
some
family,
skeletons.
I would like to say I think I'm.
No, they put you in the monkey
Well,
suit.
that's what I say about my family, too. And you see where we're at right now.
Basically.
Yeah, we're sitting right next to the greasy strangler.
Fuck you.
I know.
You motherfuckers.
Is he doing it right, Janice? Janice, is he doing it right?
No, he's not doing it right.
Is he greasy
He's
enough?
not getting smoothie.
He needs more grease in his coffee.
I'm gonna fuck both of you up. Anyway, so you're going with Tristan. You're going with Tristan, huh?
I'm going with T all the way.
Oh, man.
Damn it.
T all the
See,
way.
you
get the
might
smoothie
have won
afterwards.
had you chosen this particular one.
You know, because it was up on the fence, honestly, but I kind of figured you were gonna go with this one because
I had two different ones. So I could have done the other one had you said that you already started this one.
That is okay.
I had 2 picked out. In fact, actually, I will pull up what the other one was.
You got the page.
If
I do.
If I'm being honest, yours is. Man, it was really hard to choose.
They're both fucked up.
I mean, monkeys. I could kind
The
of.
monkeys is probably what did it, right?
I could care less about the monkeys.
Oh.
What the fuck?
I could care less about the monkeys. But I mean, the mother of the children pushed them off of a balcony. Big whoop. They fell, hit concrete, probably went splat, made pancakes.
That is
A little bit of strawberry sauce on the side.
Jesus.
These parents, on the other hand, are just sitting there while their kids are wide awake. Here, honey, take a little bit of this special
Dear
Kool-Aid.
It's time for your medicine. Yep.
Yeah, so the other one I was going to do was Heaven's Gate.
Oh, I was looking at that one also. That's funny.
So, we could have, like, totally...
We could have just figured something out.
I don't know how much of the podcast you've listened to, but amazingly enough, on our topics, we've managed to go, like, be in completely different areas. We've not... I think one time we had
One
story that was the same.
Yeah.
Because we never usually tell each other what we're doing. We just pick a topic and we go.
Research.
Yeah. A little bit of research and stuff. I think the only one that we really sat down and said, hey, these are the stories I'm doing, was our last episode.
Yeah. So.
Where he had very specific ones he wanted to do. I wanted to make sure I didn't do those ones.
Yeah, it was
So.
Elizabeth.
Jeffafa.
Ah, no, this is everyone's Colt 101 class right now.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't want to be hearing from anyone's lawyer saying they're trying to start a cult, though. And if you do start a cult, mix the Kool-Aid right, let us know in our, what is it called, Anchor?
Anchor app.
Anchor
Yeah.
app.
Yeah. Voice message us on Anchor if you want to, drink
Start
the
a
Kool-Aid.
cult, we might be interested, let us know the deets.
And then, also comment on YouTube too, because this is where the video is going to be.
Hi.
Hi, camera.
Fuckers.
What'd you say, fuckers?
Yeah.
Hi, fuckers. All right.
You're being all nice and
We
sweet
got
over there.
T, Dr. Billy, the Greasy Strangler over here.
I am not the fucking greasy strangler.
Am I doing it right, Janet?
I'm a
Good old ethics.
Do you think he's getting
I
smoothie
mean-
enough, Janet?
a fucking standby.
He's either
sign
the
coming
greasy
on.
strangler or he's a pedophile with the black-eyed kids.
No, I don't
Is he
consider
an
that. It's
imposter?
not pedophilia if you're protecting yourself, okay? It's not pedophilia.
Have you listened to that episode?
The Black-Eyed Kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to it
Where
first thing this morning.
where he talks about jerking off in front of him.
It's my
Did you
plan
miss
for
that part? Because like that's his whole plan.
Okay, hold
if
on.
black-eyed kids
If
come,
we're gonna go back to this topic
Yeah,
really fast,
yeah.
my thing. Okay, let me explain it. I got this. Let me
Do you?
explain this. Yes.
Do you, Janet?
Yes. Okay, so
Do you at least close your eyes?
Huh?
Do you at least close your eyes first?
Close my eyes. No, because it doesn't matter if you get caught fucking looking at the black-eyed kids. It doesn't fucking matter. No, it's so basically my thing is if they're fake, they're probably gonna run away, right? And if they run away, that means that they're probably not real. But I'm gonna try to fucking freak out these black-eyed kids and just run up the stairs or run towards the front door, just jerking off really fast, just going, get out of here.
Yeah.
That's how you find out. Okay, maybe that's a little pedophile-ish, but you know what? It's protection. Because as long as I don't, and then I'm just gonna slowly just do things.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
gonna do
here.
it. Oh my God,
Here's
are
some
just
kids
bringing
for
it
you
out?
right here. Yeah, I just brought up some fucking black-eyed kids for you to.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, black-eyed kids. I'm going. Just
I
go.
just want everyone to know that's listening to this right now. I do not take part in his after parties whatsoever.
Shut up, you.
Oh, look at that! You scared him away.
He's the Greasy Strangler. If you want to know his name, to call the police or anything like that.
Look
Get
at that!
the-
You scared the black-eyed kids away.
They just ran off the screen. I saw that little cartoon animation over here.
Hey, I'm doing the best I can here.
fuck is wrong with you? Okay,
What's wrong with you?
Me?
everything.
You're the one who has this plan in
To
your
jerk
head.
off in front of black-eyed kids.
Well, you know what? I
To
don't
scare
feel
them.
like dying.
Just don't
Do you
invite them
feel like
bitches in.
dying?
Be an American. Buy a gun.
Don't invite them in.
So
that.
They're
Don't
fucking
invite them
vampires.
in.
They're
so
fucking
you go,
vampires.
I would rather go away for pedophilia than murder.
It's not better if you're
no,
defending yourself.
no. You're a little more respected under murder in the jail system
Okay,
than
I might have been
pedophilia.
thinking
That's-
about
I'm
this
just saying.
weirdly
That's
then.
very-
You are. You
Oh,
are.
God.
You're like,
I
man,
mean,
you
you-
killed some black-eyed
You
kids.
said they were vampires?
Yeah, that's my theory.
Oh, that's your theory. I
That's
was
my
gonna say if
personal
they're-
theory of
I
black-eyed
was gonna
kids.
say if they're actually vampires, I can understand his point because he probably needs a really good suck right now.
Yeah, he does.
Alright, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, well, I think this is a good point to fucking.
Oh no!
Yeah, we're gonna keep
no,
going.
No,
We're gonna keep going.
we're still
We're
going on the
roasting
black-eyed kids,
No.
fucker. I mean,
What?
come on.
What
I mean,
more?
you gotta agree. My theory is pretty
I
pretty
agreed
good.
with your theory for sure, and it's a very compelling
and,
argument.
and you listen to it. Did
Yeah.
you hear my theory?
I did hear your theory.
What's your thoughts? I gotta ask every guest because I'm
I mean-
curious.
Black-eyed kids, vampires. I could see it. I really could, but I don't think they can because their eyes are black.
Wait, that's
and-
your that. Wait,
And-
what?
And,
Oh,
and we got the
fuck.
greasy strangler over
Oh,
here
fuck.
jerking off into their faces.
Oh fuck!
No, I just. no, that you're. I don't know. I'm confused. I guess
It didn't take much, but yeah.
it's all right. Yeah. So, did you have anything else?
No, that's all I got, buddy.
Is that all you got?
Yeah.
All right.
So whether you're walking around talking to door-to-door salesman buying
Not
monkeys instead of a vacuum because you really need the fucking vacuum.
Or
Vacuum your fucking floors. Okay? Or get a monkey to vacuum your floors for you.
Vacuum your floors before someone comes to try and sell you a monkey so the black-eyed kids don't show up.
And drags you
all
into the
over.
cult. And
And-
then at
God.
the end of the cult makes you drink the fucking Kool-Aid.
Makes you drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Or your mother's going to throw you off a balcony. One of the two.
Yeah. I mean, coming off the balcony, that could be fun if there's a pool down there.
Remember, they weren't allowed in the pool.
Giant Kool-Aid pool.
As they're dying, they could be. You wanted to go for a swim? Fuckers!
If they landed in the hot tub, it could be a barbecue. They'd be cooked
The
to
only way I
perfection.
told you that you were gonna get in this pool if you were dead.
You'll get in this pool
Oh.
over my dead body. Okay, Mom.
I've always wanted a new floaty.
God, fucking damn it.
Oh, man.
Okay,
Sorry, I couldn't help
that was
it.
funny.
No. So,
yeah. So sleep tight.
Don't join any cults, or do. I mean, we won't judge you. Just no promises that they might not sacrifice you.
and always be mindful of your fearful thoughts.